Myself would serve. As you all know that from few days I cannot come to school due to my throat infection, but yes, I'm again here and I'm going to give you the actual planning that how you are going to prepare for the math annual exam in these 2 days. So here I am going to divide this whole concept into two half. On the first day, that means on the 19th March, you are going to prepare 5 chapters, and on 20th March, that means on Monday you will be preparing 4 chapters. So I have divided completely into the two half, and daily you only have to give 8 to 9 hours only for your studies, not more than that. So if we talk about first chapter name is integer. So what you are going to learn in this chapter, first of all you should know what is integers. In this chapter the main important thing is related to sign. Sign is very important. After sign you need to know all the properties of the integers. Most important, where to use that properties of integers, that is more important. Rather than mugging up the properties, the real practical applications of the integers are more necessary. After that, if you want to score complete marks in your exam, then it is very necessary for you to solve all the examples which are given in the textbook of chapter 1. After solving all the examples, you will be taking single exercise. For example, if you take exam exercise 1.1, then you have to take the alternate questions. You don't have to take all the questions, or you don't have to solve all the questions. You just only have to solve the types of questions given in the exercise 1.1. Same way with you will be doing with exercise 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. So this way you are going to solve whole chapter 1. Understood? So this will surely make you help in scoring good marks in chapter 1. Chapter 2 is fractions and decimal. In this chapter, total 7 exercises are there, and in this 7 exercise you don't have to solve all the questions of this of all the exercise, but you only have to solve the types of questions which are given in the exercise. But yes, remember that you have to solve all the examples which are given before exercise, because these examples will definitely help you out while solving the exercise. What points you are supposed to see in this chapter? That is, first point is that dividing a whole numbers, normal numbers, how we divide that. Then decimal number, division of decimal numbers, multiplication of whole numbers, division of whole numbers. Then conversion of unit, rupees to paisa, paisa to rupees, kilometer to meter, centimeter, and this all the conversion. Apart from that, expanded form is there. Multiplication and division of fractions, addition and subtraction of fractions. This many topics you have to cover in this chapter 2. But remember, you have to watch this video till last, because at the last I will be explaining you that how much time you should give for each chapters. Remember that you only have to study daily 8 hours, not more than that. And before that, before exam, in 17 to 18 hours only you will be completing your whole syllabus with proper practice. Then if we come to the next chapter, that is chapter 4, simple equation. What topics you should learn in this chapter, that is what is equation, solve the equations, then statement to equation, conversion from statement to equation, then equation to statement, then what problems based on equation, this you are going to solve. And total in this chapter there are 4 exercises. So as I told that you don't have to solve all the questions from the exercise, only the types of questions you are supposed to solve. And examples you have to solve, compulsory you have to solve all the examples which are given in the chapter. For the objective types of question, it is very necessary for you to read what we discuss, which is given on the last page of the chapter. That needs to be learned by you, because this will help you in solving the objective types of questions. If we come to the next, that is chapter 8, comparing quantities. The topic you should learn in this comparing quantities, that is, when you are comparing, the most important thing, whenever you are comparing, that time you have to see that the units are same. If the units are same, then it will be very easy for you to do comparison. That is only called the right way of comparison. Like in the class also, I'd explain you that whenever we are doing comparison, I'd give you the example of the weight of a weight of a child. If I'm comparing their weights, and if one child weight I'm representing in kg and another child I'm representing in a form of a then gram, then how can we compare kg and gram? So that's why it is very necessary for us that the units should be same. While comparing, the units should be same. Then if we move further, then equivalent ratio is there. Apart from equivalent ratio, percentage is there. You know that whenever we want the answer in percentage, at that time we have to multiply that fraction or that number with 100, and if we don't want the answer in percentage, that time we divide that number with 100. Then increase or decrease in percentage, that time I told you that change in amount divided by original amount into 100. This is the formula. Then profit or loss, yes, this is one of the important topic, profit and loss. And whenever we talk about profit and loss, that along with that profit and loss, profit percentage and loss percentage is always going to be associated in the questions, so you should know that. At the last in this chapter, that is simple interest. What is simple interest? That if we lend money to someone for a certain period of time at a certain rate of interest, this is called the simple interest, and the formula of simple interest is PRT upon 100. For the objectives, it is very necessary for you to refer what we discuss in this chapter, which is present on the last page of the chapter. Yes, once again I am telling you, only have to spend 8 to 9 hours per day before exam. 2 days leaves are there, so total 17 to 18 hours only you have to spend for the preparation of math annual exam. Then let us talk further of the chapter 9, that is rational numbers. In this chapter, you should know that is what are rational numbers. As you know that in my one of the short, I'd explain you what is rational number. Then I'd also explain you the equivalent rational numbers and all the things. You can refer my shorts for that. Then equivalent rational numbers are there in this chapter. Rational numbers on a number line. Then rational numbers between given two rational numbers. If two rational numbers are given, and if it is been asked you to find the 5 rational numbers in between or 7 rational numbers in between, that topic you should refer. Then addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of the rational numbers. These all the 4 questions you have to practice in this rational numbers. Remember that whenever the rational numbers, it has been asked to divide, that time when we change the sign from the division to the multiplication, when we change the sign from division to multiplication, that time we will do the reciprocal of next rational numbers. Then in this chapter, if I talk, then total I think 2 exercises are there in this chapters, and as I told that you have to solve compulsory all the examples which are given in this chapter, but in the exercise you only have to solve the types of questions only. Moving forward to the chapter 10, then practical geometry. In this chapter, you know the geometry construction chapters are there. In this 10.1 is based on constructing the parallel lines of the given line. Then chapter 10.2, chapter 10. Not chapter but exercise 10.2, exercise 10.3, exercise 10.4 or 5. This all the 4 exercises are based on constructing the triangles from the given datas. Remember one thing in this chapter, that whenever you are constructing a triangle, that time it is very necessary that the angle should be on a base line. Angles should be there on a base line. Then if we talk further, that is chapter 11, perimeter and area. In this chapter, what you should know, that is what is perimeter, what is area. Then perimeter and area related to square, rectangle, triangle, parallelogram, semicircle. If I talk about the formulas of the perimeter, then what is the formula? Perimeter of square, that is 2l plus b. Area of square is s into s. Then if we talk about the rectangle, then what is the formula of rectangle of perimeter of rectangle? Now if we talk about chapter 11, perimeter and area, then what is perimeter, what is area? Then perimeter and area related to square, rectangle, triangle, parallelograms, then semicircle. These all are the topics which you should refer, because the questions can ask from anywhere. then conversion of unit. In this chapter, if we talk, then total 4 exercises are there in this chapter. And as I am always telling, when I told you before also in this video, that you don't have to solve all the questions from the exercise, you only have to solve the types of questions from the exercise. But yes, you have to solve all the examples. That is very necessary. And for the objective, don't forget to refer what we discussed, which is present on the last page of the chapter. Moving forward, chapter 12, algebraic expressions. What is expression? Terms of expressions, coefficient, like and unlike fractions of algebraic expressions. Then find the value of expression. That means we need to find the value of unknown numbers, that is x, y, z, lm, whatever is given. To find the value of unknown numbers, that is there in this chapter. If I talk, then total 4 exercises are there, and you don't have to solve all the exercise. You only have to solve the types of questions which are given in that exercise. But yes, don't forget to solve the examples of these chapters. Moving forward, the last chapter of our syllabus, that is chapter 13, exponent and powers. In this, it is very necessary for you to go through the laws of exponent, then how to express the large number in standard form. That is also important. And in this chapter, which I basically feel which is most important, that is exercise 10.2 is more important in these chapters. Yes, 3 exercises are there. You don't have to solve all the questions, but yes, I would recommend that you solve all the questions of exercise 10.2, because which you feel very tough. So practice is needed for exercise 10.2. And yes, don't forget to refer what we discussed, which is present on the last page of the chapter, because that will surely help you for the objective questions. Chalo, now finally we have reached towards our last chapter, that is chapter 13, exponents and powers. In this, the most important thing which you should know and you should remember it very perfectly, that is laws of exponent. Then express the large numbers in the form of a standard, in the standard form, that is important. In this chapter, total 3 exercises are there, yes, but the most important exercise in this chapter is exercise 2, that is 13.2. In this, you all faces many problems while solving, so I would recommend you to solve 13.2 full exercise perfectly, because if the question comes, then you should know how to solve. But remember one thing, that for the objective types of questions, you need to refer what we discussed, which is present on the last page of the chapters. Now the wait is over. Now, as I told you that I will be giving you the complete planning, so I would request everyone to take your pen and paper and let's sit that and write down that on which date, what chapters you should include, how much time you should give for each chapters, that all the things I'm going to discuss right now. So it's my request, everyone take paper and pencil and write down. If we talk about 19th March, that is Sunday, so from the morning, how you will be doing that? First of all, you will be taking chapter 1. In that chapter 1, you only have to spend maximum 2 hours, not more than that. Only 2 hours you have to spend for chapter 1. In that, you have to cover all that things, like examples you have to cover, then types of questions you have to cover, and you also have to refer what we discussed, which is present on the last page of the chapter. Then after completing chapter 1 on the same that 19th March only, you will be taking chapter 2. In that, you are supposed to spend 2 hours, and as I told for the chapter 1, same you need to do in that also. For chapter 4, which you will be doing on the 19th March only, Sunday, for that you only have to spend 1.5 hours, not more than that, because that is also enough for that chapters. Then on same date, 19th March, Sunday, you will be solving chapter 8. In this chapter 8, you only have to spend 2 hours. Remember, only 2 hours, not more than that. Chapter is easy. So in this 2 hours, you have to cover all the examples, types of questions, and everything. Then if we move further, then this would be the last chapter for 19th date, 19th March, Sunday, last chapter. On 19th date, you will be only solving 5 chapters. And this 9th chapter, on the 19th date, on Sunday, you only have to spend 1.5 hours for 9th chapter. Not more than that. So if you see, then completely for this day, On 19th March Sunday, you will be only spending 9 hours, not more than that. 9 hours is more than enough for this. Then after that, if we talk about next day, that is 20th March on Monday, you will be starting with chapter 10, which is practical geometry. So you will only need 1.5 hours, only not more than 1.5 hours you need to allot for these chapters. Yes, now comes the important chapters, that is chapter 11, perimeter and area. In this, on 20th March, Monday, you have to spend 2.5 hours for these chapters. It is very necessary because and one thing I need to tell that they can play with the numbers, they can play with the words, but ultimately the concept is same of solving the sums, whether it's rectangle or circle. It doesn't make any difference. Then moving towards chapter 12, which is algebraic expressions, which you are going to solve on 20th March, Monday, 2 hours, not more than that. Then coming towards our last chapter, that is exponents and powers. Actually, the time allotted, or you should give time, that is 1.5 hours, but as you know that exercise 13.2, which you feel it tough and you require a practice, so I would recommend it you to do the practice for 2 hours, not more than that. So I hope that as my health is not well, but still I had prepared a planning for you, how you should execute the chapters, how much time you should allot for each and every chapters, and I had completely divided this 9 chapters into 2 parts, 5 chapters on Sunday and 4 chapters on Monday. So total, if you calculate that, you only have to spend 17 hours for the preparation of annual exam, and whole chapters would be covered in this. I hope that this would be surely helpful to you, as I am unable to take the CREST course, and it is totally told by the doctors that I don't have to go at the crowded place. So all the best for your annual exam, and I hope that everyone will score good marks in the annual exam. My blessings are always there with you. And yes, one more surprise, that during the exam I will be present at the school. I will be there to meet you all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.